welcome to the second episode of the Can't Speak podcast with the second instalment of the Andy Gregory interview. In the last episode, we heard of Andy's times at amateur level through to his times at Widnes and Wigan and all of his success that went along with that.
We resume with Andy talking about the later years at Wigan and time with Leeds, along with how his time at Wigan ended and how that felt leaving his hometown club.
We now join Andy as he's returning back to England after his spell over in Australia with Illawarra. So, obviously, you'd finished at Illawarra after, was it 6 months you spent there playing?
Yeah, well, just over 4 months.
Right.
It was just in the off-season. I always wanted to try myself in the top league.
Yeah.
And that NRL league, that was the top league in the world. I went over, in my eyes, I give them all I could, and like I said, I met some good people over there. We could have done better in the league, but it wasn't through, like a trying from Andy Gregg.
Yeah.
But I got asked would I stay over, and sign a 3-year deal over there.
Right.
But I was already contracted to Wigan.
Yeah.
And I stayed with my contract, went back to Wigan, and we kicked on from that was, I think it was 1989. And I know Sean was playing at Balmain, Ellery was at West, Joe was at Eastern Suburbs, and there's a few Wiganers over there. But I wanted to go back because I thought, we're going to 89. That was when Wigan really, had the strongest squad, and I wanted to be a part of my hometown club, and I wanted to win the league. I wanted to win the Lancashire Cup. I wanted to go back to Wembley. I wanted to win the Leinster Trophy again, and I achieved it. We kept on going and going and going, and I remember when Wigan went over to Milwaukee, we played Warrington, and they narrowed the pitch because there was a pitcher's mound on the pitch, and even Wigan and Warrington at Wembley, a big wide pitch, even at Wilderspool or Central Park, there's no love lost at all.
No.
But when we went over to Manly, there was only one try scored. I made a break, slipped Andy Goodway the ball. Andy Goodway went under the sticks. Joe Larden kicked the goal. But we didn't want to lose.
Yeah.
Even in Milwaukee, we had the team spirit. I flew from Illawarra, me and Ampo. Ellery flew from from Western Suburb. Joe flew. Sean Edwards flew. And we all met in Chicago. And then we flew to Milwaukee. Yeah. Played the game. And then we all came back. But we all wanted to be a part of, the bandwagon, what Wigan was building. Yeah. And it was something special which, you can't buy, to be honest.
Yeah. It's going to be special being born in that town. You're from Wigan, you go, 12,000 miles across the world, and you're just as well known as Wigan, like...
When I landed in Milwaukee, the pleasing part about it was my mum was already there, so and she was watching the game, so she was happy. Yeah. Even though she hates flying, but she managed to make her way over there, and it was just when you look back on your career, and you forget about. Oh, by the way, we did play a game in Milwaukee. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we did beat Australia at Wembley. Oh, yeah, we beat Penrith at Anfield. Oh, yeah, Manly first game, and there's that many things. Yeah. Like, I've just been talking before about Mick Adams, 81, when he gave me a clip behind the ear and saying, Andy, concentrate on your game. Yeah. And it's memories which, when you talk about it, which come back to you. And I tend to forget a lot. But when I think about it, I did enjoy, and I did win a lot, So, but Andy Gregory don't make a Great Britain side or a Widnes side or a Wigan side. It's the players around you, and people ask me about who's the best players you played with. You know, I could go back to my Widnes days, Warrington, especially Wigan,
Yeah.
and, you know, like a 7-6 and a 13. Who's better than Sean Edwards at 6, Andy Gregory at 7, and Ellery at 13?
Yeah.
You know, one standoff who I played with was Tony Marler. Great player at Widnes. Forever in 1984 tour, virtually ruined his career. He was injured when he went, but he was a great player. But week in, week out, you knew damn well Sean Edwards was going to be on your right-hand side.
Yeah.
And that's what we needed. And that's why Wigan was so successful, because of the attitude of Sean Edwards, and especially our captain, Ellery. They was absolutely phenomenal. And they would inspire anybody. Even if you was struggling in your private life, or you were struggling with fitness, or you were struggling, not playing well or anything, the way everybody spoke to each other would pull anybody through. And that's what they did.
And was that relationship the same on the pitch as it was off the pitch? Was it always...
I didn't really, I used to go out and I still go out and have a couple of pints.
Yeah.
I've cut it down quite a lot. Sean hardly drank at all. Ellery never drank.
Right.
Never, ever drank. And I've done it all the way through my career, I don't have many friends associated with Rugby League.
Right, yeah.
I tend to, I like, walking my dog with Nicola. We go up to Formby, to the National Trust. We go away on caravan holidays where we can take the dogs with us.
Yeah.
I don't really have many friends. This weekend I've been down Wales with Trev Lloyd, Mike Nicholas, and there's a few of us gone watching the international. And, I enjoy things like that.
Yeah.
I don't really go to... I go now and again to a few games, like I mentioned before, about George at Warrington, Andy's at Salford, him and John Blackburn. They help me out now when, if I want a couple of tickets and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, but I've got friends who I want in the game, but I don't have a hell of a lot of great friends in the game.
Yeah. Where does that come from? Do you think it was part of keeping yourself grounded, that you're not always surrounded by the players that maybe would make you think, we're in this bubble? Because, Wigan was such a big team and they were celebrities around town,
Yeah, the good thing is, and we wouldn't have had any big heads in our squad.
Right.
We was all level-headed. We knew every game what was going into. We were the team who was... The fans hated us, the players hated us, the board hated us, everything was against us.
Yeah.
But it made us so determined to keep on winning. And we'd love it. We'd love it at 4:30 on a Sunday when we gone up to the Boulevard in Hull.
Yeah.
And we've got a 34-16 victory.
Yeah.
And we're coming back on that coach and we're having a sing-song, we're having a laugh and we're having a drink.
Yeah.
Knowing damn well, them fans at the Boulevard absolutely hate us.
Yeah.
And it made us more determined.
Yeah.
The more stick what we got thrown at us, made us more determined to shut them up.
That's perfect.
Good motivation, I suppose.
Yeah, it worked for us, and we had characters like Sir Jed Byrne.
Yeah.
He came into the side, and Jed knew damn well if every player was fit, Jed would be on the bench, but he was instrumental in the team spirit. He was absolutely brilliant in the changing room, on the training pitch, before the games. I remember 88 and 90, I think it was. My roommate was Steve Hampson.
Yeah.
And he missed 2 Wembleys through injury. He broke on a Wednesday night, I think it was Oldham away, I'm not sure. Anyway, cut a long story short, first time I went to Wembley, he broke his wrist. And then the year after, or 2 years after, he broke his ankle. And he was my roommate. And Steve Hampson, he got motivational music for the room.
Right.
to get me motivated for Wembley. No, he weren't playing.
Yeah.
But he said, Greg, I'm going to get you. I want to win this cup for Wigan and for us. And I'm thinking, how's he doing this?
Yeah.
He must be absolutely gutted because he's not playing. And he's putting all this inspirational music on for me.
Yeah.
And that's what I'd call a teammate, a roommate, and a friend.
Yeah.
And Paul was absolutely that. I can't mention the words, and he probably doesn't realise what he were doing.
Yeah.
But he must have been absolutely gutted.
And I could easily get, I mean, me myself, I can't imagine me being that calm and cool about it and putting it, but that's the team ethic that you had, I suppose, at the time.
Well, it was.
Yeah.
Like I say, we had 20 international players.
Yeah.
And every weekend, you can't play 20 players. But we kept everybody happy.
Yeah. Did you feel like coming back from Illawarra when you got to Wigan, that kind of raised you that other level above having so many players go over to Australia, experience the NRL, or, the Australian League as it was? Like, did that give a new dimension? Did you learn anything in particular? I mean, you're already world beaters, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I learned not to go to Australia again because it's one hard league. But I think it taught us all, about like the grassroots of rugby, where there's no easy games over there.
Yeah.
When we were playing in the English League, there was a couple of teams where, but we treated all teams with respect.
Yeah, yeah.
But in Australia, everybody treats everybody with respect, and they just smash you.
Yeah.
And after the 80 minutes, you've been in a tough game of rugby league.
Were they all already professional when you went? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a difference again, isn't it? There's maybe not the people that are, working in the day and then they're going out for a few pints at night. On the weekend, once the game's done, they're going out and stuff like that. Over there, it's like, you're always a professional, you know what I mean? You never switch out of that mindset.
You are, but, you've got to live your life as well, and like I said the other day, I was talking to Wayne and whatnot, and he said, we'll put up a good show against Warrington. We'll go there and win. He was confident.
Yeah.
And I was there, and they let their hair down. You can be full-time pros and this, that, and the other, but you also have a life as well.
Yeah.
And over in Australia, I know they're ultra professional.
Yeah.
But the likes of Gene Miles, who I played with, John Cartwright, Roy Simmons, Peter Sterling, Wally Lewis, Mal Manning, they all, they let their hair down now and again.
Yeah.
So I know it is, it's a lot more scrutiny now on players and whatnot.
Yeah.
And you can't get away with what we got away with in the 80s.
Yeah.
But that's same in any sport.
Yeah, definitely. I was just going to say, I read Jason Robinson's book. There wasn't really the crossover, was there, between you and Jason much in the side. No. But he was saying about how when he was at Wigan, he ended up, he'd go out with some players and they'd finish training and then be in the pub from dinner till night. I suppose that's the thing that, you can't imagine that that's going on now.
No, I don't think it's going on now, but I think the saying is there's a time and a place for everything.
Yeah.
I used to, some people in that Wigan squad, when we finished training Thursday, we always went out on a Thursday night up Wigan Lane, Mabs Cross and whatnot, and we'd have a few drinks. And then some people, after Thursday, the game was Sunday, they wouldn't have a drink at all.
Yeah.
I'm people who know me, if I said that I didn't have a drink after Thursday, I'd be the biggest liar in the world.
Yeah.
Because, I went out on, Saturday, had a couple of drinks, relaxed, mate, didn't do me any harm. If you have a look at my career, obviously it didn't do me any harm. So, Oh, I don't have, I'm not pushing young lads now to go out every Saturday and have a pint before they play Sunday.
Yeah. Well, I suppose it's like you say, your coach was saying to you on your first Wembley, have a few Guinness.
That's
you know
what
what
he
I
did.
mean?
Dougie,
Like, yeah, I don't know if Sean Wayne would be saying that to like Liam Marshall coming through, like, have a couple of pints, it might sort you out.
He had a good game on Thursday.
He thought he did, didn't he?
His dad was sat at the side of me.
Yeah.
Oh, were you there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Was he saying how, well, he had 4 Guinness last night. He's saying
I know.
that's right,
Yeah, but I know what you're on about, letting your hair down. You've got to have that right balance.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I think, and I'm only speaking about Wayne, I don't get involved in what he does training-wise, and I don't want to, I don't go the DW much at all. But Wigan's always the first team I'm always going to ever look for. And but the other week we went out to Liverpool, me, Sean and a few of the lads. Chris Joint were with us and Scully and whatnot. And he don't talk much, Sean, but he's saying, he lets his players relax.
Yeah.
Lets them unwind. And I don't know what these days, I don't know what a full-time professional, what the job is, weights, or is it sprint work, or is it strength work, or whatever. But especially after Thursday's performance, they're doing something right, and it's going to take a very good side for to knock that Wigan off.
Definitely.
I agree, yeah.
I mean, you just saying there that you don't go down to DW much. Is there any real reason for that?
No, not really. No, I just if it's for the Riversiders, then Barbara, who's been brilliant to me, then I will go down and help the Riversiders.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I don't really bother.
So obviously things were going well with Wigan, consistently winning each year, and then you picked up a groin injury, I think it was, that seemed to...
Yeah, I got injured on the 1992 tour.
With Great Britain, was
With
that?
Great
Australia?
Britain. Yeah, I'd already shook hands, and not many people know it, but in the 7 years I was at Wigan with Maurice Lindsay, I never signed a contract once.
Right.
I just shook hands.
Yeah.
That was my deal, and that was it. I came back injured from the 1992 tour, and it was Jack Robinson who was the chairman, and he said, Andy, we're going to have to have a look at your contract. I said, no, I've shook hands on my contract before I went to Australia. And he said, no, we're going... I said, well, if you're going to sign other players and think you're giving them my contract money, I'm not taking the drop. So it come to stalemate, really, and I had no other option. I said, I've shook hands, and I'm sticking to it. And he said, well, we're not giving it you. I said, okay then. So I got a phone call off Dougie Lawton at Leeds, who signed me at Widnes.
Yeah.
And I went up to Leeds for 2 years. Not the best of moves, I must admit. I've never played out of the northwest. Travelling up there every day from where I lived in Widnes was a nightmare. Great setup, great facilities. The fans, the board, the coach, the other players were tremendous towards me. But I just didn't settle at all.
No.
And I think in the 2 years that I was there, I think I had 3, I'd say, half-decent games. I had one good game against Bradford, and the rest was just average. And for a player of my calibre, I was letting myself down, I was letting Leeds down, I was letting the public down, and I went to see Dougie, and I said, Dougie, can you let me go? If you don't release me from my contract, then I'm going to pack in. I want to get a club if I can nearer to home. And Dougie shoot me hand, he said, Greg, I said, Dougie, it's not working out. I'm not playing well. I'm not enjoying my rugby. And I've tried. He said, I know you have. He said, right. He said, is there any clubs interested? I said, I don't know. So I spoke to Albert White and John Wilkinson at Salford, and they said, Greg, we'll sign you. So I went to Salford.
Right.
But I can't stress enough how great the fans and the public and the board, everybody at Leeds was absolutely tremendous towards me.
Yeah, just going back to how you left things with Wigan, how did you feel a bit betrayed?
Yeah.
Like, given the club for that many years and
Yeah, they just basically they had shook hands on my deal like I'd always done, and then when I came back, they just basically said we're not giving it you, and they left me with no other option. It did leave, you know, if it would have been up to me, I would have loved to have finished my career at Central Park.
Yeah,
Of course, yeah.
You know, but it's not to be. I don't look back. That's not the reasons why I don't go these days. I loved the time I was at Central Park. Loved the players, loved the fans. You know, the board was great towards me. Everything. It was like one big merry-go-round, and you didn't want to get off it. And when they did what they did to me, I thought, you know, I was a bit out of order, really. But I don't look back. I'm not a bitter person. Obviously, at the time, I was disappointed. But I got a chance at Leeds, and I didn't take it. I didn't, like I said, I didn't play well. Travelling up the M62 every day was a bind, and coming back was a bind, and I just didn't enjoy it at all. But I got a good move to Salford, and I played my first season at Salford under Gary Jack, and then I remember we played at Knowsley Road, and I was coming towards the end of my career, and I remember making a bit of a gap, and I went through it, or I thought I'd gone through it, and I got smashed. This Saints forward came across, and he gave me a massive whack. Bang, down I went, got up, played the ball, and I was looking at the clock, and there was 5 minutes to go, so the game finished. Anyway, the week after was playing Leeds at Salford, and exactly the same happened.
Right.
Going through a gap, smashed again.
Were these like dirty challenges, or was it just a
Just me, you couldn't go through the back. You couldn't get through the gap. That was all.
You're starting feeling that, like, I'd have made that gap maybe 2 years ago.
2 years ago, I'd have been on at six.
Yeah.
That's what I said. What I did at Salford, no word of a lie, when I got smashed for the second time at the Willows, I said, Greg, that's it. I think I was 32, 33. I played at the top, played all over the world, this, that, and I made my mind up with about 20 minutes to go. And I was looking at my boots, looking at my shirt, looking at the round. I thought, this is the last time. The Uta went. I walked in, got a shower, put my boots where I always put my boots under my locker, got the shower, put my tie on, got my blazer on, walked out the chain, and I'm like looking back at my boots. Never said anything to anybody. I kept looking at my boots and saying to myself, never again. Never again. I walked out the changing rooms, and that's the last time I ever saw my boots. Pair of Watts boots, size 8. Don't know who's got them now, because I never put them back on, but that's the gospel true story. I went home, said to my wife, I said to my mum, I said to my brothers, I said, that's me done. I'm not putting a pair of rugby boots on again. I finished. I've not gone out at the top, but I made it to the top.
Yeah.
So let people remember me for the good times.
That's, and still supported by your mum, like you were on first day, and all your family. It seems
Correct.
like they were a constant.
Oh, they've been
throughout.
massive for me all the way through my career.
Was it a good decision then?
It was the best decision I've made, because I'm 55 now. I'm just waiting for a new knee operation, hip operation, and groin operation again.
Right.
So if I'd have played a bit longer, I don't think I'll be able to sit here and. It's when you've played so many games, and it's not as though, you know, I was stuck in the middle. I was a ball player, and you take more bangs than when you're out on the wings. I admire wingers, you know, because they get the ball and they put the body on the line when they've got to go and score tries. But somebody's got to create them for them, and it was always me who was knocked on my backside.
So with Salford, and you decided to hang up your boots and stuff. From there, you became coach, replacing Gary Jack.
I replaced Gary Jack, Salford. John Wilkinson offered me the coaching job.
How did Gary Jack take that, you coming in place of him, replacing him? Was there any sort of...
He didn't enjoy it.
Yeah. I suppose that's what I mean, yeah. Was it a case of him getting sacked for you to take... Yeah.
And what we did in the first year, because Salford wasn't in Super League.
Yeah, missed out.
In the first year, we won the league. I took over at Salford. We won the league to go up in Super League. And the Rugby League decided not to put Salford up.
Right.
Don't know why.
No.
But I got a phone call, an 0151 number, 0161 number, which is Manchester.
Yeah.
And it was a phone call from Manchester Airport from Gary Jack.
Right.
Saying, I'm effing glad you've not gone up.
That's some bitterness, that, isn't it?
And I've never told anybody yet, but I'm telling you it.
Yeah.
And I said, what? He said, I'm made up, you're not going up.
Yeah.
I said, I'll tell you what, we'll go up next year.
Yeah.
And I went back, never said to the players, I just said, by the way, we're not going up. What? No, the Rugby League decided we're not going up. I said, what we're going to do? I said, we'll win it again next year.
Yeah.
And we did.
Yeah.
And I had to come into Super League. And I took them to, I think it was the highest position. Still, they've been in Super League. And then I finished. Other issues happened and whatnot.
Right.
And so I called it a day, shook hands with the board. Salford board was absolutely tremendous. Absolutely brilliant. I had a few problems in my life which I needed addressing, and I think if you read my book or you read a bit of my life story, you'll know what that's all about. Yeah. But it's under control. I've got a lovely wife and family, and it's the best. I'm happy now as I've ever been in my life.
It's brilliant. Yeah. It's good to see as well, like.
I'm buzzing, mate. Yeah.
So yeah, like you say, you finished up at Salford. Was it the Challenge Cup semi-final?
Yeah.
Sheffield, who eventually went on to win it.
Well, they did, yeah, but we should have. That finished me to do with Rugby League.
Right.
That was probably one of the worst days of my Rugby League career.
Right.
We should have beat Sheffield at Headingley.
Right.
And I should have took, for John Wilkinson, who was our chairman, for him to walk out at Wembley would have made, not for me because I've been there, for John to walk out and lead Salford out was absolutely unbelievable. And what I did is I got picked to coach the Great Britain World Nines.
Right.
Because they wanted me eventually to go on and coach Great Britain.
Yeah.
And what I asked the Rugby League, when I said I'd take the job on one understanding, I'm asking one thing. And what it was, I asked them, could I take a manager? I said, well, we've not catered for, we've not prepared for a Great Britain world manager. I said, well, I want to take a manager. He said, who do you want to take? I said, I want to take John Wilkinson.
Yeah.
My chairman at Salford. So I phoned, they said, yeah, Greg, you can. So I phoned John up. I said, John, are you in the office? He said, yeah. I said, I'm coming seeing you. Is everything all right? I said, yeah. So I went in, I said, John, what are you doing in whenever?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I said, well, John, we didn't get to Wembley, but would you be, I've just been picked to coach the Great Britain World Nines.
Yeah.
Would you be my tour manager? He said, what? You're taking me to Australia? I said, yeah. and a grown man stood there virtually crying in front of me.
Yeah.
Said, I can't believe it, Andy. Why have you thought of me? I said, because I think the world of you.
Yeah.
And we went, and we put up a good performance over there.
Yeah.
But it's things like that. And if things would have been different, I probably could have been the Great Britain manager.
Yeah.
But I don't look back at it now.
You never
I don't think
fancied
about it.
No.
No. I don't think about going back into coaching. I go to games because I take customers to work, who I work with and whatnot. Plus, I enjoy it because, I think I'm quite knowledgeable about the game.
Of course, yeah.
And, people like seeing past players. And I like seeing past players.
Yeah.
Even though I don't knock about with them much. But when you go for the 80 minutes, you have a pint with them before and you have a pint with them after. You have a chat with them. It's just good banter and, it's happy times, really. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. Looking back on them days, I suppose, as well. And,
It's good to hear story of rugby league from a different era as well.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Because we're young lads, we only see...
We've seen early 90s onwards, haven't we? We've had we've seen your era is what we grew up with, we look back on that, and then it was the early 90s, mid-90s, and then Super League coming in and the changes that brought.
That's it.
So again, with the Great Britain coaching and coaching in general, was it just a different sort of pressure that you didn't really feel you wanted? Or
I think pressure is something you put on yourself.
Yeah.
There was no pressure on me. I had my ideas. I listened to good coaches like your Dougie Lawtons, Graham Laws, your John Moners.
Yeah.
I played under some good coaches. Malcolm Reilly with Great Britain. And I took all my ideas, what I learned from them.
Yeah.
But I also had my own ideas. And like I say, we was a really successful side at Salford.
Yeah.
Played good rugby, how I wanted to play. But, it's... Like I say, things happened, and I don't regret it, what happened, but I think Salford was right when we shook hands and parted.
So was that a mutual agreement?
Yeah. And I've had a couple of offers to go back and whatnot, but I don't think No, not for me.
So obviously that was the end of your involvement with Rugby League in an official capacity. Since then, you've had your testimonial year and things like that. How did that feel? Was it 2014?
Yeah, it was okay. You find out who your friends are.
Yeah.
you over the years you get tickets for this, and can you get me tickets for that? And we'll join them. Yeah, we'll get a table here, and I'm not bitter in any way towards people.
Yeah.
But I know what I've given over 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
Tickets here and hospitality here and this, and I'm not bitter, never have been. I've never been as happy as I am in my life now.
Yeah.
But there's some people who I've helped along the way who I really, really don't want to bump into.
Right, yeah.
And I'm not a nasty person. I'm one of the nicest blokes you'll ever meet. I keep myself to myself. Like I say, I love my wife and my dogs and my family, my mum and my brothers, my kids. But some people, and they know who they are. I hope, me personally, I hope, but I'm not going to lose any sleep over them.
Yeah.
What's done is done. But I just hope I don't bump into them.
Right, that's one way of putting it, yeah. Is that like a direct disrespect to you for your supporting testimonial year, or do you think it's a more general thing with rugby that people necessarily don't get that recognition?
I just think, me personally, I just think, how people, it might be different now, but, when I was having injections to play in a Challenge Cup final, when I was injured and I shouldn't have been playing, and taking tablets and, nothing illegal, just steroids. No, not steroids. I've had a steroid. I've never had a cigarette in my life, mate. But when you're having like I remember one year I had 3 injections in my groin to play at Wembley, and I missed out. That was 1990, and I missed out on the Australian tour.
Yeah.
Because I had to get fit because my club needed me to play.
Is that what triggered you initially saying you were retiring from international? Because that was around 1990, was it?
Yeah. Well, I finished, and then they brought me back
for the 92.
For the 92 tour.
Yeah. Did you regret that? Picking up that injury when you're going over there?
I shouldn't have gone on. Shouldn't have gone on the 92 tour.
Yeah. But I suppose it's another record for you to break. You know, you were the first to go on a 6th Ashes tour, you know?
Yeah, I wasn't... I'm still not aware of any records.
Right.
I haven't got a clue how many trophies I've won. Nicola put my Rugby League Heritage certificate up there, and if you have a look around the house, there's nothing else resembles Rugby League at all.
Yeah.
I don't even have an old shirt. I don't have my Great Britain caps. No Great Britain blazers. Don't have a tie. Nothing in the house has anything to do with Rugby League at all. And that's how I've always been. I can take to my grave what I achieved and I'm proud of.
Yeah.
I don't talk about it much. You know, if people want to talk about Andy Gregory and his career, then I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
I do my after dinner speakings and whatnot. And
yeah.
I don't have to make it up because it's all fact. And I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
You know, I remember when I got sent off in 1984 against New Zealand, fighting with Kurt Sorensen.
There's a great picture from that as well, isn't there?
And when I got home, the first thing my mum said to me was, Andrew, why do you not pick on somebody your own size? I said, because there is no fucking my size.
But yeah, I was genuinely surprised when I came round here, and I thought I'd be seeing like some Great Britain caps, a picture from a Challenge Cup final,
Nothing.
you know.
Cabinet of trophies in there.
There's nothing at all, honest to God. And that's how I want it. I've got a lovely house.
Yeah.
And that's us. And I'll go out late, I'll go and watch the Scousers play football and have a couple of pints down the road with a couple of lads, go to work tomorrow.
What do you think about teams like Catalan or Toronto being brought into the leagues over here, and yet there's not the funding going into...
Well, I the fellow who's got Toronto's a multi-millionaire, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know, but I remember when I was a kid playing at Widnes, my third professional game was at Whitehaven.
Yeah.
And obviously I'm 5'4". I was 18-year-old, walking into Dermot Park, Whitehaven.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the pegs. And I'm thinking, gee, how big are these fellas? I had to stand on the bench to hang my jacket up.
Oh, that's what you need before a game, isn't it?
Seriously. When we finished the game, Wednesday night, we won 13-10. Walking off at 9:30, Wednesday night, Whitehaven away, getting a shower, no hot water. I thought, welcome to the real world, Andy. This is what Rugby League's all about. But I have some great friends up Whitehaven, Workington and Barrett. But why is there not a Super League team in Cumbria?
Yeah. But they'll put that money into Catalan.
I've played against some, like your Gawleys, your Boxer Walkers, your Nortons. I've played against some absolute David Kearns, world-class international players from Cumbria. And they've not got one team in Super League. Now, there's so much talent come out of Cumbria, it's unbelievable. And it's wasted because...
What do you think it is? Is it on the RFL to put that money into them clubs and give them the boost? Like,
I don't know. I think it's pig-headedness because Whitehaven, Workington and Barrett will never merge.
Yeah.
If they all went as one and built one stadium, but it won't happen. Might be stubborn farmers. I don't know what it is, but I'd love to see a team in Super League from Cumbria.
Yeah. It makes sense because, like you say, you know, when you're in the amateur game growing up and stuff like that, there's so many teams.
Well, I'm actually still on the Lancashire Barlow committee with Phil Johnson, Mike Hughes, Jim Parry, and a few more of us. You know, and we was up in Colin Ratcliffe from Brookhouse. We was up there the other week in Cumbria, and they looked after us absolutely tremendous.
Yeah.
Lancashire came up with a great win, under 18s and open age. 2 great wins, but they made us so welcome. And it's great to go up there and see how friendly they are, but it'd be great to see the likes of Wigan and St Helens and Leeds and, you know, playing up there. So the fans, they travel to the grand final, all the Cumbrians come down to the grand final, they go down to Wembley.
Yeah.
But week in, week out, they're not seeing Super League opposition week in, week out.
Yeah.
It's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially, like I said, there's so much work gone into, not to bang on about Catalan, you know, but it seemed like such a out of the box idea to bring them in, and they've given them so long to develop. They give them that immunity for the first couple of seasons, I think, as well.
Are they any better than what they was 5 years ago?
Yeah. I suppose. Yeah, well, you know, they have had good seasons with the likes of Pat Richards when he went there for a season and things like that. But it's always people coming to the end of the career, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not getting fresh blood through that's making you think they're going to have something here in the next couple of years and stuff like that.
Well, Super League teams are buying their players as well.
Yeah, that's it, because they don't have them. Like Wigan have signed Escaré and Navarrete, yeah. And I suppose it's one of them, are they just going to end up a feeder club to the English teams instead of having something like Whitehaven being in Super League and it being a big thing? Yeah, so we've talked through your career now, and we've covered the things of the occasions of playing, some of the big highlights. But is there any sort of players that you feel like the rivalry carried on throughout, or anyone that you were always like, I'm having him? Those names like Paul Bishop come up in pint size and things like that. I think
I'm not a big.
Who are you mentioning about as well?
Yeah, it was just an occasion where you got an elbow to the face. I don't know if that stuff, you hold a grudge against it.
I don't begrudge against it. No, I think you've just mentioned the name there, Paul Bishop. I don't dislike many. I don't dislike Paul Bishop. He's not exactly on my Christmas card list.
Yeah.
But I've nothing against him. Nothing against any players. Like one of my good mates, and he really does get on my nerves at times. Is Gary Schofield.
Yeah.
I just basically.
I think that's a shared thing.
He just wants to be controversial.
Yeah.
And he's a mate of mine. I was talking to him the other day, and I forgot he was slagging somebody else off. But that's.
Well, there's been news about Sneed, hasn't he? The Widnes player. He's been saying that he's not fit to be playing and stuff like that. He's not creative enough and things like that. But it always seems to be the counter argument to whatever anyone else is saying. If they're a fan of Sneed, then he's not a fan. If people were a fan,
But I think Gary just wants to be controversial, and he wants to be outspoken. It's not the way Andy Gregg is. And when we do dinners together, and full credit to Score, for my testimonial, he stood up, he did a couple of dinners for me and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I admire him for it. But at times, like, I probably brought up a different way, but I wouldn't slag my fella pros off.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but there's a few people who I like I said with Paul Bishop, never really got on with him.
Yeah.
When we was at Warrington together, we played together, but we never saw eye to eye. He did a good job. Great. I remember we beat Wigan at Wigan. He kicked goals from everywhere, and we won. I think it was a John Player semi-final or something. And decent player, not a world beater, but I just didn't see eye to him. And there's not many more in, I remember once where I was playing for Leeds, and David Hobbs, he cleaned me out with the elbow, and I had about 12 stitches over my eye. But David Hobbs is, if I saw David Hobbs walking down the street now, I'd shake hands, have a chat with him, and that's it. But that's how the game was. Like I said, with my mum, pick on somebody your own size. There is no there. So, but no, I look back on my career, obviously, with the knocks I've got now, you're thinking, Jesus, did I pack in too late? Is this, that, and the other? But it's a tough game.
Yeah.
You meet a hell of a lot of great people. I've been lucky enough to go all over the world, from Papua New Guinea to New Zealand, Australia, France, Milwaukee, Australia, down in Wollongong with Illawarra Steelers. It's been absolutely... I actually played, I don't know if you know it or not, 1982. I played a test match. It was an unofficial test match against France in Venice. Gospel truth. 1982. And I was number 7. And the prop forward was a prop forward who played with me at Widnes, a lad called John Wood. He was number 8. And that's all. Alan Rathbone played. Mick Adams played. Des Drummond played. Can't think who else. Mick Burke. 1982 Venice.
What was the reception like there? Was there many on? Like?
Yeah, it was on, yeah. But I remember going from the Ken G Cup in Wigan to Wembley to Sydney Cricket Ground, 1984, first time I went. And I was stood, because I love cricket.
Yeah.
And I was stood, I always wanted, I had a word with one of the stewards. And I said, where did Sir Donald Bradman get changed? He said, in that locker over there. And I said, is it all right if I go over? Just went over and sat where Sir Donald Bradman sat before he went out to play. Things like that fascinate me. I love, like my cricket. And in my life, I've always wanted to go to a Grand National, which I've been to, Formula One. Great sporting events around the world. Yeah. Obviously, I've been to Wembley.
Yeah.
I remember, I think it was 89 when did United beat Bayern Munich 3-2, 2-1. 99. I was over there then. So I wanted to go to a European Cup final.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to Ascot. I wanted to go to Cheltenham. And I've been and done it. Probably won't go again. I wanted to go to Wimbledon, done it.
Yeah.
All the great sporting events in my life I've wanted to go to. I've done it. I'm trying to talk my missus this year because I think one of the biggest attractions in the rugby calendar this year will be the series, the British Lions against New Zealand.
Yeah.
I'd love to go there, over to NZ again.
Yeah.
I think it'll be awesome. Yeah. I really do. But I also wouldn't mind going to watch England in the World Cup in Australia.
Definitely, yeah. It's a big year for Rugby League this year as well,
I know.
We see the British and English players excelling. Like you said, James Graham, the Burgess brothers, hopefully we can see the England players take that step up, they didn't fare too well with Four Nations last time, did they? But, you're always thinking it is developing now, whereas 10 years ago, when I were watching it growing up, it was always like, how much we're going to get beat by. It was, wasn't it? We had, say,
like in 88, when we beat Australia in 1990 at Wembley, that was the nearest I've ever come in 6 Ashes series. And they've never been anywhere near since. And we lost in the last minute. Lee Jackson, he took a dummy off their hooker, who went over and put the ball through to Mal Meninga, scored, they kicked the goal and they won the game at Old Trafford. And then we played the final test at Ellen Road and they beat us 17-0. And all Australia did for 80 minutes was just, as soon as I got the ball, 3 people hit me. As soon as Ellery got the ball, 3 people at him.
Yeah.
And they just smashed us. And we didn't have they just nulled us out the game. They battered us, to be honest. That's the nearest I ever got to put my hands on the Ashes.
Right, yeah, thanks very much for that, Andy. It's been a pleasure talking. I'm sure it's been the same for you.
Great.
Yeah, no problem at all. Let's get a good show on the road, and let's get some guests in the future coming on.
Definitely.
And let's keep it like this, and hope people tune in and enjoy it.
Thank you, Andy.
Thanks,
Nice one.
Andy.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
Well, we hope you all enjoyed that double instalment of the Can't Speak podcast. We'd like to thank Andy for taking the time out of his busy schedule for a brand new podcast. I think most of the meetings we did have with him were spent explaining what a podcast exactly is.
Yeah, we'd also like to thank Andy for the help he's given us getting in touch with other past players who will be joining us in the future on the Can't Speak podcast.
Yeah, he really has been a gent, and you can look forward to him featuring again in some of the interviews that we have coming up with his fellow Rugby League legends. So all that's left for us to say is thanks very much for listening, and it's a goodbye from me.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Gaff. Good night.
Nice one.
Hello, it's us again. Just letting you know, if you haven't quite had your fill of the Can't Speak podcast, there's plenty more to catch online. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, searching the handle @Can'tSpeakPod.
I'd like to thank Thomas Griffin of The Splicing Block, who recorded, edited and produced this podcast. He's the man to ring for all your podcast needs.
Also, if you'd like to help us keep this podcast going and continue to bring these insightful and entertaining interviews with Rugby League legends, you could help us by going to our Patreon, which is the Can't Speak podcast on the Patreon website, and you can donate as little as £1 up to as much as you want, and that'll help us get around the country and get to these players that we all want to hear the stories of, and we'll continue to bring these interviews to you. Thank you very much.